Today is Thursday, March 3. I'm Pastor Anthony, and this is Wilderness Wanderings. Today our text comes from Luke chapter 19. When Jesus entered the temple courts, he began to drive out those who were selling. "It is written," he said to them, "My house will be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of robbers." Every day he was teaching at the temple, but the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the leaders among the people were trying to kill him. Yet they could not find any way to do it, because all the people hung on his words. That's Luke chapter 19, verses 45 through 48. Luke has the least vehement version of Jesus' clearing of the temple. In all the other Gospels, Jesus overturns tables and scatters coins. In John's Gospel, Jesus even has a whip of cords as zeal for God's house consumes him. But Luke doesn't focus much on the how of Jesus' action. No, Luke just reports that it happened. Jesus drives out those who are selling and reminds them all that the temple must be a house of prayer, not of commerce or corruption. Jesus is not here seeking to overturn the temple itself. No, that will happen all on its own because Jerusalem did not recognize the time of God's coming to them to bring peace, as Jesus has just said through tears at the time of his entry. So instead of overturning the current religious order, Jesus is calling that religious order back to itself. He is calling the religious leaders, the worshipers, the merchants who facilitate access to the sacrificial acts and animals of worship. He is calling all of them back to the primary purpose of the temple, which is to connect with God, to pray and to renew the covenant with God, not to gain power, influence, or wealth. So as we hear this teaching from Jesus today, and especially as we prepare to emerge out of COVID-restricted worship, the question is, what practices have crept up in our own church that Jesus might seek to purify? Where and how do we seek to gain power in the church, or influence, or wealth? What church practices or habits have distracted us from the simple act of prayer, communion, and restoration of our relationship with God? Whatever they are, Jesus' word challenges us here to turn away from our self-serving habits and in humility and repentance, turn back again toward Him. But note here, Jesus does not abandon the temple, corrupt though it may have been at the time. Instead, he seeks to purify it from within. He takes up residence within it, and he ministers to and from it, both with his peace and also with his word of challenge. So ultimately, Jesus remains the God who is with us. Thanks be to God. As you journey on, go with his blessing. May the peace of the Lord Christ go with you, wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness, protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders he has shown you. May he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors.